Hello, my name is Sara Rauste. I'm Stakeholder Engagement Lead in EPALE UK team. In this part of the webinar, we will focus on pitching EPALE and enhancing the presentation skills. EPALE ambassadors regularly attend events and deliver presentations about the platform, so hopefully you will learn something new and useful today. In the first section, we will discuss what's important when you are pitching EPALE to those who have not yet registered on the platform, or maybe those who have never heard of the platform at all. This includes your familiarity with the platform and its features, understanding and addressing the needs and interests of potential users, and finally, advocating for the registered platform users. In the second part, we will address the more general tips for delivering a persuasive presentation, including verbal and non-verbal communication. EPALE has a lot to offer in terms of content, tools, and networking opportunities. In order to advocate for EPALE, it is important for you to be familiar with the platform and its features. The most evident value EPALE brings is content. This includes more elaborate and conversational blog posts, the stay-up-to-date news items, and objective high-quality resources. In addition, the platform hosts online discussions on issues and topics within the sector. Events Calendar is a great tool for users not only to find events for them to attend, but also to promote the ones they organize. Partner Search tool helps users to find project partners and build the transnational network. EPALE also hosts the Policy tool, which brings together existing data on adult learning and provide a point of reference for monitoring performance and policy developments. You are also familiar with communities of practice, the online groups that allow to meet like-minded EPALE members from across Europe and exchange ideas, resources, and good practices. Similarly, collaborative spaces, the closed and secure groups, allow users to discuss their ongoing projects with partners and networks. EPALE also offers an alternative learning resource in the form of podcast. Now, platform users can learn more about adult education in Europe not only by reading, but also by listening to the episodes. Aside from these more noticeable features, it is also important to address the less obvious but equally valuable aspects of EPALE. The platform is open to access and free to use. EPALE is available in 24 languages, and each language version has unique content curated by the national teams across Europe. The opportunity to have one's content translated into different languages without incurring any costs is appreciated by many. EPALE structures the content according to thematic areas and quarterly topics. This approach helps the users to fill the knowledge gaps in particular fields, also keeps them engaged through the variety, connects same field professionals, and so on. Furthermore, EPALE is the largest European adult learning community with more than 60,000 registered users and tens of thousands of visitors each month. Through the site's features, such as forum and a comment section, the platform allows members to connect and engage with adult learning colleagues across Europe. Regular updates are disseminated through EPALE's monthly newsletter and social media channels. Last but not the least, EPALE was created in order to contribute to development and the quality of adult learning provision in Europe. We are committed to make lifelong learning a reality, to increase access to education, to promote equity, social cohesion, and enhance the creativity of adults and their learning environments. We share this mission and vision with many professionals in the field. In the preparation stage, before you go out to promote EPALE, it's important to consider the key questions. Who are existing and potential EPALE users? Think about teachers, trainers, researchers, academics, policymakers, project managers, and anyone else with a professional role in adult learning across Europe. And they all come to EPALE for slightly different reasons. What are they? Maybe to find content, to share it, to network, or to collaborate with the partners. Once you approach someone who could benefit from EPALE, we would recommend to consider the following factors. Is what you are saying relevant for the audience? Is it something they will care about? Is your speech about what's in it for them? Did you tailor the topic to the audience? Not every person or group is the same. Let's look at a few specific profiles of people who could benefit from EPALE. Let's say you are talking to someone who is delivering or planning to deliver an adult learning project. What are some of the platform features that would be useful to highlight? First of all, you could mention the Resource Center, including good practices and research results that could help them to design the project. You can also talk about blog posts that users can submit to disseminate the project results. If you're looking for potential partners, make sure to inform them about the partner search facility. You could also tell them about the collaborative spaces. These private online groups are often used between partners to discuss project ideas, develop applications, and share documents. If you're talking to academics, you can focus on resources, including research and survey results, statistics, as well as sector-specific reports and findings, which may assist them with their work. You can highlight that EPALE has tens of thousands of visitors each month. Researchers would be interested to know that by submitting their own content, such as reports, research papers, they can easily reach a wide European audience. If you talk with policymakers, start with the policy tool. This knowledge base helps policymakers develop and monitor the effectiveness of the adult learning policies. Thematic pages can also be extremely useful since they collate information on specific topics from all other areas of a platform, like news, events, blog posts. In the meantime, the online discussions can help policymakers to seek and identify good practice, to run opinion polls, and collect the community's feedback. What platform features could you be addressing in your pitch to a journalist? Make sure to mention newsroom and resources that could give them access to all the latest news on adult learning across Europe. If they're keen to receive regular up-to-date information, recommend them to subscribe to EPALE's monthly newsletter and follow our social media channels. Finally, let them know about EPALE's calendar, which includes information on courses and events which they might be interested in attending. As you know, one does not have to be registered on EPALE in order to access the platform. However, to make the best of EPALE and use its full range of features, it's important to register. When promoting EPALE, make sure to highlight that only the registered users are able to submit their own content, such as blog posts, events, news items, or resources, comment or rate topical blog posts, participate in online discussions, use partner search tool, user directory, communities of practice, and collaborative spaces. Let's move on to the second part and quickly discuss some of the things highly persuasive speakers do. Persuasive people are constantly listening to their audience. You can't persuade effectively if you don't know the other side of the story or the argument. By listening, you can understand their needs and motivations. You can assess how receptive they are to your point of view. You can identify any specific objections they might have. Secondly, they create a connection. It's easy to dismiss the speaker if you have no emotional stake in them or their argument. You can engage your audience by showing empathy or asking questions. Also, ask for their thoughts or feedback. Making it a conversation instead of a lecture will communicate the fact that you care about their opinions and are genuinely trying to come up with the best solution. Finally, the persuasive speakers are purposeful. They actually begin with the end in mind. Ask yourself, what do you want your audience to walk away with? What is the goal of your presentation? Is it to convince someone to register on EPALE, inspire them to create the content, or maybe encourage them also to become an EPALE ambassador? In other words, think about the result you want from the presentation and then move through the main points you need to cover to get there. Being able to personalize a situation will let your audience see that you are on their level. Relate and connect with them. As we all know, people won't be persuaded by someone they don't like and cannot relate to, regardless of how well they speak or how prepared they are. It is also important to highlight that in communication, a speaker's words are only a fraction of his efforts. The pitch and tone of his voice, the speed, the rhythm, and the pauses may express more than what is being communicated by words alone. Further, his gestures, pose, and expressions usually convey a variety of subtle signals. Studies suggest that we deduce our feelings and beliefs about what someone says, not by actual words spoken, but by the speaker's body language and a tone of voice. When delivering a presentation, your body language and voice can either help you get your message across, hinder your influence, or worse, send the wrong message entirely. Here are a few tips for how to use your body language and voice to your advantage. Stand tall with your shoulders back. This not only makes the speaker appear more confident, but also aligns the airway and helps to naturally speak louder and more clear. By keeping your posture open, you'll seem both more confident and more trustworthy to your audience, even if it's only on a subconscious level. Keep your limbs open and wide. Don't fold your arms across your body. Don't put your hands in your pocket, and don't cross your legs. Getting your hands involved with your presentation can strengthen your points and get your audience more involved. Speaking with your palms up will make you more likable and persuasive, but using hand gestures too often can make you appear nervous. Eye contact is a key part of body language and communication advice. It shows that you are truly invested and attentive to your audience. Keep a high energy level. You don't want to sound so excited that you overwhelm the person you are trying to persuade. But you also don't want a flat energy level that makes them tune out. Smile and get excited about what you have to say. The more enthusiastic you are, the more interested others will be. Speaking in a lower tone of voice. Deeper tones of voice come across as more credible and are more likely to persuade. The lower your tone of voice, the more in control of situation you're going to appear. Finally, one of the techniques for being more persuasive is through matching and mirroring. Instead of arguing your point in your own private way, mirror the person you're talking to in body language, speed of your voice, volume, and even your word choice. You need to be subtle when you're doing this, but it's a subconscious way to make the person you are speaking with more comfortable. And finally, let's remember that in the end, people are persuaded not by what we say, but by what they understand. So keeping it short, sweet, and simple might be all you really need. Thank you for attention, and hopefully these tips have been useful.